All right, that's my good deed for the year.
Phone 1 disconnected.
Welcome back to another beautiful day here in Central Florida. Oh wow. Hopefully we got a good moto vlog for you today. It's a wonderful Sunday morning, July 5th. We did some foolery last night with the Z125. I strapped a bunch of fireworks to it and rode around the neighborhood lighting them off, so that was pretty funny. I wish I would have got a third-person camera view of that. We'll know next time. But yeah, that was pretty fun. I'll show you guys that here. We have the stunted out Z125. Woo! Oh dang! Is it pointed back at me? Didn't really need to downshift in the first for that, but you know, just for good measure, make it over that bump. Oh wow, it is a beautiful day. It's bright and sunny. I can barely see anything. I just woke up not that long ago. You can see it's pretty early, about 8 o'clock. And I think my time is wrong. It might be like 9 o'clock. Yeah, it's like 9 o'clock. Okay, still pretty early for me anyway on my day off. Wanted to enjoy the whole day. Had yesterday off, which was really nice. Normally somebody in a sales job is not going to be off on a Saturday, but that was pretty nice. Inventory's still really low, guys. BRP has ramped production back up. They've started building the 2021 models. A couple of the other manufacturers have as well. They're not being as vocal about it as BRP though. They did the 2021 press release launch. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my helmet. 2021 launch, showing us all the new stuff for off-road. Some pretty cool stuff coming, guys. We're getting very, very high quality, best you've ever seen electronic suspension on the new X3 Turbo RR, so that's going to be really cool. Calculates 200 times a second. That's twice as much as any of the systems on the market right now. I don't know if you can hear me over the bike. I actually went to a new Baffle. There's a smaller one and a larger one that comes with this wings exhaust. If you run it with the Baffle out, the bike doesn't run super great. It feels like you lose a little bit of power. You lose a little bit of bottom end, which I you know, I love my bottom ends. You know I love my torque. You know, horsepower looks good on paper, torque wins races, and torque gets you red light to red light a lot quicker than horsepower does. So yeah, you know, that's why we have a big thumpy boy, big Supermoto, because I love the torque. But anyway, what was I getting at? Yeah, so I got a new Baffle in here. I always run the larger one, but I actually took the smaller one because I wanted to modify one, and I didn't want to mess with the one that actually sounds good already. There's our reflection. All Power Rangered out. But yeah, so I took the smaller Baffle, I cut the metal plate off of it, and I cut the little mesh baffling off of it. Seems like it sounds pretty good. Doesn't really sound like it doesn't really feel like I lost any power. Doesn't really sound like it's unhappy. It sounds pretty happy. I mean, woo, sounds a little more aggressive on the rev. I think it kind of sounds crappier though, just putting around. Like I'm hearing some pitter patter that I don't think I was really getting before, and that could just be because I didn't cut that mesh very cleanly. It's kind of frayed, but that's okay. We'll rock this for a day or so, and I may just trade back to the other one to see if it sounds better. I think it may. I think the other one may sound better. You guys let me know how it sounds on the video, because I have no idea. We'll go take our little scenic lap today. I love this road back here, right on the water. Very nice, very Florida, very Florida-esque, very Florida-y. This is what motorcycling's all about, guys. Just there's nothing important. We're just going to have some fun. Just ride. We're not going to do anything crazy. Not going to get pulled over, get a ticket. Hopefully not, anyway. I'm just gonna go cruise this road. Speed limit's a little low on this road. We're gonna ignore that, but I'm gonna try not to go too nuts out here. I don't have no quick shifter. That's my quick shifter right there, buddy. You bang them gears. You chop that throttle just like that. Just like that. Perfect quick shift. Just have a little seizure with your hand, and it works out perfect every time. See that? Perfect every time. About a ½ inch, maybe. Every bike's gonna be different, but on this thing, chop the throttle about a ½ inch. No hesitation. You don't wait on the shift. You do it at the exact same time. Your body has such slow reaction time, you can't chop the throttle and wait. It's already too late if you waited. So the second you chop that throttle, there's no load on the transmission, and you can go ahead and bang that gear up. Nice and easy. I do like using the clutch first to second though, just because skipping over neutral, you're a lot more likely to slip out of gear. So I do prefer that. I'll at least, we got some debris out here, some storms, so be careful. But what was I just getting at? I'm sorry guys, I'm still asleep. I've only had 1 cup of coffee this morning. That's not enough for me. I need quite a bit more than that. Yeah, I like using the clutch, just going from first to second, because skipping over neutral can kind of be hard. Doing a quick shift, you're likely to miss the gear a lot of times, or not make it all the way in, and you get full load back on the throttle and it falls out of gear, and it's very concerning. Does not feel very healthy for your transmission, and it can make you crash too, because if I'm in a scenario, you know, let's just say as I lean into this corner right here and I lay into the throttle, if it didn't give me any power, I would have fell right over. You know, maybe not in that scenario because it wasn't a whole lot of lean, but I waved at that guy like such a dork. I didn't even give him a real biker wave. I was like, oh, hey, hi, how are you? But now that's what Harley guys think of me anyway. They see this thing and they're like, oh, look at that idiot riding a dirt scooter on the street. Yeah. But yeah, you know, if you were to lose power where you expect it, you're constantly balancing your lean angle and your throttle application. You know, if your lean angle is constant and you apply more throttle, the bike's going to want to pick up, and if you apply less throttle, the bike's going to want to lay down. So it is a delicate balance, and if I'm expecting that throttle to power me out of the corner and it doesn't, I'm probably going to go down unless I can get it in gear quick enough, but that's going to be difficult. We're just short shifting her here, guys. This is really nothing. This bike really is way faster than people give it credit for. Not a super popular bike. You know, you're obviously going to see a lot more R6s, R1s, ZX10s, Ninjas, stuff like that out on the road than you are going to see these. Maybe if you live in Sweden, you might see more of these per capita per bike. But yeah, I mean, you got to consider on a liter bike, on an inline 4-cylinder motorcycle. Oh, my mustache is poking my lips. Need to shave, need to trim it. It's getting very annoying. Anyway, You know, an inline 4-cylinder motorcycle makes a lot of horsepower, doesn't make a lot of torque. So you're waiting on that power to kick in. I'm already doing 100 miles an hour in 4th, 5th gear, while you're still waiting on your power in 1st or 2nd to come on. So the short game on these bikes is incredible, insane, because the acceleration is just so rapid. I mean, it's a 75 horsepower, 54 foot-pounds of torque, and the bike only weighs like 300 pounds. So, you know, compared to your leader bike that weighs closer to 450, right around 450 nowadays, making around, you know, 200 horsepower is nothing to shake a stick at. But still, you know, and forgive me if I'm wrong on these torque numbers. This is the one number I'm not positive about. But I'm saying, you know, around 75, maybe 80 on the high side. The real performance stuff like the V4s are making 80, 90 foot-pounds of torque. But you know, your R1, and R1's a little bit torqueier also than a lot of the other inline 4-cylinders because of that cross-plane crankshaft, that different firing order. But like a ZX10, I mean, I think, God, you know, 60 foot-pounds of torque, something like that, 63, 65. I don't know that for sure. It may be a little bit higher. But, you know, very similar torque numbers, very close torque number. I mean, 54 is a lot of torque for a bike this small, this light, right? The suspension's got a lot to do with it also. I can soak up a lot more bumps. I have a lot more travel, and that allows your damping to be a lot more progressive because you've got more distance to travel to take up that energy. You know, if you've only got 4 or 5 inches of suspension travel, you've only got 4 or 5 inches to absorb that energy that you're taking from the ground, right? Well, I've got probably 11 inches of suspension travel on this, maybe a little more. And just absolutely gives you so much more to soak up. And these forks are amazing. This shock is amazing. This whole WP suspension setup is great. They've actually gone to the Apex 48 millimeter on the 43 millimeter, sorry, on the 2020. I missed that, and I missed the quick shifter, but these forks are still great. Leaves nothing to be desired, at least for you know, the way I use it. I don't doubt that on a track scenario that these would be absolutely perfect. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, like, comment. I'm really trying to get this channel off the ground. I've had a little hiatus. I'm sorry for not posting videos. I've been very busy. Things have been crazy lately. But I hope you all stick with me. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Ricardo, music off.
Music off.
Poor little guy. Poor guy. We gotta find someplace good to put you. Hey, buddy. I guess you're safer over here. Bye, buddy. Alright, that's my good deed for the year.
One, disconnected.